Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha and today we're doing a book review on The Wicked Deep by Shea Ernshaw.
Hey Samantha! Samantha!
Yes.
What is the genre of that book?
So the genre of The Wicked Deep is a young adult paranormal romance fiction.
So about how many pages is it?
The Wicked Deep is around 308 pages.
Is that specifically how many pages?
Yes.
Cool.
Not including acknowledgement. I lied. It's 300.
What is that book about generally?
So the way I said now I'm aware of it. Stop! So The Wicked Deep is set in the small town of Sparrow, Oregon, and about 200 years ago, these three sisters, Marguerite, Aurora, and Hazel, so the sisters came to the town in hopes of creating a new life. And eventually, over time, they built up a reputation for being promiscuous and extremely beautiful, and they seduced the women's husbands and boyfriends, and eventually the town decided, apparently you can't be that good looking and not a witch, so they condemned, jealous, so then they condemned them to witchcraft, which in turn ended up with them drowning in the harbor because that was their sentencing. After that drowning, it released a really dark curse on the town, and every year after their drowning the sisters return to the town, inhabit the bodies of three teenage girls, and those girls seduce boys, bring them out into the harbor, and drown them. This happens every year on the summer solstice, and it's almost become a tradition in the town in which they have the Swan Festival, and it attracts a lot of tourists. A lot of people come into the town to witness the drownings, the murders, the paranormal activity or the paranormal myths behind it. And along with that, a boy, an outsider named Beau, comes into town around this time, and he meets a girl named Penny Talbot, in which this story follows. And Penny realizes that he's not a tourist, he's not here for the Swan Festival, and she's kind of made it her mission to protect him during this time so he doesn't get seduced and drowned out in the sea.
What didn't you like about the book, if anything?
So, several things I didn't like about this book. The first being that it wasn't as detailed in the underlying story as I would have liked it to be. For example, the author didn't get too detailed into how the curse happened. Was it the sisters that did it? Was it actual witchcraft? So not much detail on that part. The other part I didn't like was actually the romance in the book, mainly because after what Beau went through and after he found out what he found out and had the knowledge he had, his reaction at the end to me didn't seem like a normal reaction that someone would have after knowing what they know.
Next up, what made the book good?
So what I actually liked about this book, now that we got the negative part out of the way, was the writing. It was extremely detailed, extremely atmospheric. You really felt like you were in the town. The detail of the buildings was amazing. The feeling of the town, the energy of the town, the attitudes of the people, extremely detailed. It really put you in that world and allowed you to almost get lost in the story and lost in this tale with these three sisters. The other thing I really liked about this book was the dialogue. The dialogue between the characters was extremely realistic. It really came off as dialogue that teenagers or kids their age would be having. It didn't seem forced. It didn't seem like an adult was, trying to write in the tone of a kid. The transitions were smooth, the dialogue was smooth, it wasn't cringy, and you were just like, what is she saying? No one would say things like that. So the dialogue was, between characters, amazing. The other thing I really liked about this was the type of Sixth Sense feeling twist that it had in the end, in which I honestly didn't really see coming and really enjoyed once it happened.
Cool. All right, so final thoughts. Did you like the book, and what would you rate it?
So overall, I really liked this book, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So I would recommend this book. I think it's a perfect book if you're coming off of a rough series and you need a light, fun read. I think this is a perfect standalone book that you can just pick up, spend a week or so with, and just kind of detox from your last series or your last read. The other thing I think this is perfect for is Halloween, because it's got paranormal themes in it and it's fantasy. I think it's perfect for the month of October and Halloween and just kind of getting into the festive season of that. So that was my review on The Wicked Deep. I hope you guys will pick it up and read it, because overall it's a really fun, great read. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about it, if you read it, or if you had the same feelings that I had, if you had the same dislikes and likes that I had. I'd love to hear from you.